This meeting is being recorded.
Good evening. My name is Whitman Miller, and I am a principal investigator at Smithsonian Environmental Research Center, or SERC, as we call it for short. Welcome to our Earth Optimism webinar series. I wear a couple of hats at SERC. Hat number one is that I head the Ocean Acidification Lab, where we study how ocean acidification may be playing out in Chesapeake Bay, as well as in other nearshore coastal systems. Hat number two is that I work in SERC's Marine Invasions Lab and direct the National Ballast Information Clearinghouse, a partnership between the US Coast Guard and SERC that seeks to understand patterns and rates of invasion by marine species that are moved around the globe in the ballast water of commercial ships. A wide variety of organisms are found in ballast water, including many species of phytoplankton. Tonight, we'll be exploring an exciting and flashy group of phytoplankton, the bioluminescent dinoflagellates, with Dr. Brenda María Soler Figueroa, who has studied these organisms extensively in the coastal waters near her home of Puerto Rico. But before I introduce Brenda, let me turn the mic over to Sarah Wade, our moderator for the evening.
Thank you, Whitman. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our September lecture, Bioluminescence to Invasions, the fascinating world of phytoplankton. We're so excited to have SERC marine ecologist, Dr. Brenda María Soler Figueroa, with us this evening to talk about her incredible research. But before we do, we just have a few housekeeping notes for everybody. First, please note that this lecture is being recorded for all of our friends who couldn't join us this evening. Secondly, as we're looking forward to a fantastic and engaging question and answer session, we do ask that you please use the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen for your questions, and to please use the chat box for your comments. It helps us keep track of the questions so that we can answer as many of them as possible in the latter part of the evening. Finally, to utilize closed captions, you can use the CC icon at the bottom of your screen. Tonight, we're pleased to be offering Spanish translations thanks to a generous gift from the Brit companies. Spoken Spanish can be activated by clicking the globe icon, which will be available after a message from our interpreter. If you'd like to read Spanish captions, you can open those in a separate box by using the link which will appear in the chat box below shortly. And I'll let our interpreter explain that in Spanish.
Hola, muy buenas tardes a todos. Bienvenidos a nuestra sesión donde vamos a estar hablando de bioluminiscencia con la doctora Brenda María Soler Figueroa. Para el día de hoy les recordamos que contamos con grabación de esta reunión para que ustedes puedan acceder a ella en el momento en el que lo deseen. Adicionalmente, los invitamos a utilizar la caja de preguntas y respuestas que va a estar disponible a lo largo de nuestra reunión. Y por último, los invitamos a que utilicen los closed captions que los pueden activar en el link que aparece en nuestro chat. Adicionalmente, como me pueden escuchar también la interpretación de esta reunión al hacer clic sobre el icono del globo que aparecerá prontamente en la parte inferior de sus pantallas. Para acceder al idioma español, solamente deberán seleccionar este idioma una vez hagan clic sobre el icono del globo. Gracias.
Thank you, and I'll go ahead and activate that interpretation channel now. Again, you'll use it by using the globe icon at the bottom of your Zoom box. And thank you so much to Aberdeen. And now on with this evening's program, and I'll turn the mic back over to you, Whitman.
Thanks, Sarah. So before we get started, I'd like to take just a moment to acknowledge the natural disaster that's resulting from the impact of Hurricane Fiona on Puerto Rico and nearby Caribbean islands. Damage from wind and rain is extensive, and flood conditions continue to be life-threatening and widespread. We wish the very best to all who live in Puerto Rico and other affected locations. So this evening, it's my pleasure to introduce tonight's speaker, Dr. Brenda María Soler Figueroa. Brenda is a scientist in SERC's Marine Invasions Lab. She completed a bachelor's degree in coastal marine biology at the University of Puerto Rico and continued there for her master's and PhD in biological oceanography. During her graduate studies, she studied microscopic dinoflagellates, which create bioluminescent bays and lagoons in Puerto Rico. Now that she's here at SERC, she studies how dinoflagellates and other microbes can move around in ships and become invasive. She's one of the co-chairs of the Marine Invasions Lab IDEA inaugural committee, That's inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility. And she's an executive committee member of the SERC Women in Science Group and an advisory board member for the Women of Color in Ecology and Evolutionary Biology. With that, Brenda, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me this evening. Thanks to Kristen and Sarah for the invitation and for organizing this lecture series. And thank you, Whitman, for your words. Things in Puerto Rico are currently challenging, and I'm still processing. In any case, I'm very excited to be here virtually and share with you my research, which focuses on understanding the environmental conditions controlling the abundance and distribution of phytoplankton in coastal ecosystems. To introduce myself, I am Brenda María Soler Figueroa, and I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, which is full of beautiful places. When you grow up, and this is practically your backyard, you feel very amazed with the natural environment, and you want to do something to protect it. Therefore, I basically always knew I wanted to pursue a career in environmental sciences. And after my first snorkeling experience, I decided to become a marine scientist. I currently live in Maryland with my Puerto Rican cat, Lala. And in my free time, I dance bomba and play the bomba drum. And bomba is traditional music from Puerto Rico, part of our African heritage. And I feel so lucky to have found bomba groups here in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia areas, and be able to preserve my culture in the diaspora. In tonight's presentation, I'm going to start with a brief introduction on phytoplankton and the ecological roles they play in the aquatic ecosystems. I'm going to follow that with the studies I conduct for my PhD in the bioluminescent systems of Puerto Rico. And then I'm going to end with my current research in the Marine Invasions Lab at SERC on phytoplankton, marine invasions, and ballast water regulations. Phytoplankton are microscopic single-cell organisms that live in the surface of the oceans, rivers, and lakes. These microorganisms are at the mercy of the water currents, wind, and waves, with little or no swimming abilities. However, they have developed different strategies to maintain themselves in the water column, such as the formation of chains, colonies, or the presence of flagella. Like terrestrial plant, phytoplankton uses the energy from the sun, CO2, and nutrients in the water to produce their food through photosynthesis. And thanks to this process, phytoplankton produce about 50% of the oxygen we breathe. In addition to the planktonic forms, that is, those that live in the water column, other phytoplankton species live in the sediments or attached to different surfaces, such as macroalgae and seagrasses. Although small, phytoplankton are essential for the proper functioning of the aquatic ecosystems. They are at the base of the food webs, which means that they are the primary producers, and thus the first step in transferring energy to the rest of the aquatic organisms. Additionally, phytoplankton take part in many biogeochemical cycles, including the cycle of oxygen, nitrogen, silicates, and carbon, and are vital in regulating atmospheric CO2 by transferring it from the atmosphere to the ocean. Additionally, Other phytoplankton species, those that belong to the group known as coccolithophores, are involved in the production of clouds. And I'm going to talk a bit more about this soon. About 300 species of phytoplankton produce red tides, which is a higher than normal concentration of cells that causes water discoloration. And depending on the species and pigment present, the water can turn brown, green, red, or orange. And one of the problems with this is that when the cells die off and bacteria decompose them, this will sometimes result in low oxygen concentrations, making it impossible for other aquatic organisms to survive. Additionally, on some occasions, for instance, when there is an excess of nutrients in the water due to eutrophication, several phytoplankton species form harmful algal blooms. And this happens when the species produce toxins which are detrimental to the ecosystem and the human health. Therefore, harmful algal blooms are recognized as a serious worldwide problem affecting regional economies and the ecosystem. Now, let's get back to coccolithophores and the cloud formation. One coccolithophore species, known as Emiliania huxley, form extensive blooms in the open ocean that can be seen from satellites. And Traianic and her colleagues in Israel found that these blooms are infected with the EHV virus. And after a while, the cell explodes, and the calcium carbonate shells known as coccoliths are aerosolized into the atmosphere together with sea particles, sea salts, and other particles. Once there, these aerosols form a nuclei around which cloud droplets form and help reflect sunlight away from the Earth's surface, creating basically like a cooling systems. So this group may help alleviate the effects of global warming due to climate change. Phytoplankton consists of different taxonomic groups, including diatoms, dinoflagellates, coccolithophores, silicoflagellates, and cyanobacteria. And between these groups, diatoms and dinoflagellates are the most diverse and widely studied groups. And although I think that all phytoplankton organisms are fascinating, I'm always most intrigued by dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates represent one of the most ubiquitous groups among the phytoplankton community in the marine environment and occupy different ecological roles. They can be primary producers or grazers, and even sometimes a mix of both, the so-called mixotroph. Misotrophic dinoflagellates can obtain their food through photosynthesis or by eating other microorganisms when nutrient concentrations are low. Some dinoflagellates can also exist in parasitic or mutualistic forms, being this last form of vital importance for the formation and growth of coral reefs. Dinoflagellates have developed different survival strategies to cope with adverse environmental conditions. The presence of two flagella allows them to migrate vertically in the water column, and in this way position themselves under optimal light and nutrient conditions. Some phytoplankton species produce cysts under suboptimal environmental conditions, and these cysts are basically a resting stage in their life cycle that settles into the sediments and remain viable for up to 100 years. But how does this work? Well, it happens that dinoflagellates can reproduce both asexually and sexually. Through asexual reproduction, The cells divide by mitosis in 2, 4, 8, etc. And in this way produce thousands of cells if conditions are favorable. However, under suboptimal environmental conditions, for instance, low nutrient concentrations, dinoflagellates reproduce sexually by producing gametes through meiosis, which fusion, forming a planozygote that eventually settles into the sediments. When conditions are favorable again, dinoflagellates germinate from this dormant state and return to their vegetative form. Another cool thing about dinoflagellates is that some of them can change morphologically, like this Serratium species. During the day, they develop finger-like structures packed with chlorophyll that aid with light absorption. But then at night, those structures are reabsorbed. And finally, dinoflagellates are the only members of the phytoplankton community with a bioluminescent capacity, a strategy that when present is used to avoid predation, the so-called pulgar alarm. For instance, if a small fish start eating on dinoflagellates, they're gonna be disturbed and emit a flash of light, and that light is going to attract a bigger fish, which most likely is the predator of the small fish. By now, are not dinoflagellates your favorite ones too, right? They're the best. But what is bioluminescence? Bioluminescence is the production of light by living organisms. And this chemical reaction starts when ATP, in the presence of the enzyme luciferase and oxygen, transfer one phosphate group to luciferin, forming oxyluciferin. The electrons in this new molecule are excited to high energy levels, and this energy is released in the form of cold light, which means that no heat is produced during this process. And different from other organisms, it is the mechanical stimulation of water, that leads to the light production in dinoflagellates. And this is spectacular. I love this. For decades, people have been intrigued by the presence of 3 bioluminescent systems in Puerto Rico. These systems are Laguna Grande in Fajardo, in the northeast coast of the island, Puerto Mosquito in Vieques, our sister island, and Bahía Fosforescente in La Parguera in the southwest coast of Puerto Rico. The bioluminescence in this system is produced by the accumulation of high concentrations of the photosynthetic dinoflagellate Pyrodinium bahamense. And although this dinoflagellate has been characterized in other regions as a potentially toxic dinoflagellate due to the production of saxitoxin, no toxic events have been reported for the systems in Puerto Rico. The high cell densities of Pyrodinium bahamense and other organisms inside these ecosystems are due to accumulation mechanisms given by the physiographic conditions and water circulation patterns. These coastal ecosystems are small and shallow and are surrounded by mangrove forests, particularly Rhizophora mangle, the red mangrove. Additionally, and these mangroves are important because they provide nutrients for the growth of these microorganisms. Additionally, these systems have narrow connections to the sea, and due to the have narrow connections to the sea, and the water mixing rates with the exterior are low. As a result, high concentrations of organisms can be maintained inside these ecosystems. The display of light has made bioluminescent systems an important tourist attraction, contributing significantly to the economy of the surrounding areas. Yet, their ecological significance is more critical, though commonly underestimated. These systems are areas of nutrient cycling and transport, and excellent sources of primary and secondary productivity. They provide food and refuge to protected species such as dolphins, manatees, and sea turtles. The bays and lagoons by themselves and the mangroves in the surrounding areas provide nursery and habitat for many species, including commercially important fish, mollusks, and crustaceans. Furthermore, these mangroves surrounding the bioluminescent bays and lagoons protect the coast during major hurricanes and storms, buffering the energy of the wind and waves, and their roots serve as traps for land-derived sediments. Despite their ecologic and economic importance, these systems are less studied compared to seagrasses or coral reefs. In recent years, people have complained that Bahía Fosforescente in the system in the southwest coast of Puerto Rico is contaminated and no longer shines. It was even erroneously published in the magazine Oceanography that the entrance of this bay was widened, and as a result, all the bioluminescent dinoflagellates disappear. But this information is incorrect because the entrance of this bay has never been widened. However, previous studies report fluctuations in the populations of Pyrodinium bahamense, and on some occasions, Serratium furca, a non-bioluminescent dinoflagellate, is the most abundant. As expected, fluctuations between bioluminescent and non-bioluminescent dinoflagellates are going to result in fluctuations in the observable bioluminescence. Yet, it is difficult to conclude that the bioluminescence in this bay has decreased because no systematic studies have been conducted to measure its levels. Additionally, the low temporal resolution of previous studies have been inadequate in understanding the processes driving the shift in the dinoflagellate populations and in capturing the whole range of environmental conditions that experience these ecosystems. Considering this, I quantify the bioluminescent levels at Bahía Fosforescente for the first time after more than 50 years of the studies conducted in the 60s, with a high spatial and temporal resolution, and considering the two climate extremes in Puerto Rico, the wet and the dry season. In these studies, I evaluate the climate factors and environmental conditions related to the fluctuations in the dinoflagellate populations, and also compare the bioluminescent levels with the dinoflagellate composition present at the bay. And these studies are not only necessary from a management perspective of these coastal ecosystems, but are also important to understand the bloom dynamics of two worldwide harmful dinoflagellates, potentially harmful dinoflagellates. To do this, we conduct bioluminescent measurements at night, twice per week, and in 6 stations inside the bay, with an instrument known as UBAT, which stands for Underwater Bioluminescent Assessment Tool. We also collect water samples to determine the dinoflagellate composition and abundance, and to obtain weather data, we install a meteorological station in the northern region of the bay. And these are some of our results. We found a high spatial and temporal variability in the bioluminescent levels at Bahía Fosforescente, and also observe significant differences between the wet and dry season, particularly with maximum levels registered in October. And when we look at the population of dinoflagellates present at the bay, we found that during this time, there was a bloom condition of Pyrodinium bahamense with almost 300,000 cells per liter. Likewise, blooms of Pyrodinium bahamense during the wet season have been reported for other regions due to the inputs of nutrients and other terrestrial materials such as selenium, which are important for the growth and proliferation of this dinoflagellate. After the maximum values observed in October, both the bioluminescent levels and dinoflagellates and populations of Pyrodinium bahamense decreased drastically due to the passage of Hurricane Sandy, which brought about 70 millimeters of rain. This was almost 3 inches of rain in a short period of time. And although we know that rain is important for the proliferation of Pyrodinium bahamense due to the inputs of new nutrients into the systems, extreme events like this one generate so many changes in the environmental conditions that without a doubt are going to result in changes in the dynamic equilibrium of these ecosystems. During the dry season, bioluminescent levels were 2 times lower than during the wet season. And when we compare these levels with the dinoflagellate populations present at the bay, we found that during the dry season, Serratium furca, the non-bioluminescent dinoflagellate, was the most abundant, while Pyrodinium bahamense populations were minimal and only represent 1% of those observed during the wet season. The high cell densities of Serratium furca during the dry season, when nutrient concentrations are low, can be related to the mixotrophic capabilities of this dinoflagellate. Once more, Serratium can do photosynthesis or eat other microorganisms, and in this way obtain the nutrients for its growth. Therefore, this is going to provide Serratium furca a competitive advantage over Pyrodinium bahamense when nutrient concentrations are low. Interesting, during the dry season, we also found these bioluminescent peaks in marsh, which were similar to the average levels observed during the wet season. But on this occasion, these levels were related to the presence and a higher abundance of the heterotrophic and bioluminescent dinoflagellate Protoperididium, because once more during this time, Pyrodinium bahamense populations were minimal. So in summary, we found a strong seasonal variability in the populations of Pyrodinium bahamense and Serratium furca at Bahía Fosforescente, which result in changes in the bioluminescent levels. Precipitation during the wet season was 6 times higher than during the dry season, and these seasonal changes in precipitation result in distinct environmental conditions that trigger different populations' behaviors associated with the nutrient acquisition strategies of each dinoflagellate. And results from these studies have profound management implications. The fact that the bioluminescent levels and the dinoflagellate composition in these systems are directly linked to precipitation patterns and inputs of new nutrients into the systems means that these systems are potentially sensitive to the activities conducted in the watershed and to climate change. Therefore, we publish our results, which represent the first published articles since 1971 related to the ecology of these systems, and we also share these results with the management agencies on the island. And I have to acknowledge that these studies were possible thanks to a Puerto Rico Sea Grant Research Award, donations provided by Ecoelectrica, and of course, the help of so many awesome field assistants. A recent threat to the bioluminescent systems in Puerto Rico is the accumulation of the brown macroalgae sargassum. And this is especially true for Laguna Grande on the northeast coast of the island. This system, this lagoon, is different from the two others because it has a 1 mile canal that connects to the sea, and thus the water exchange rates with the exterior are the lowest. Since 2011, extensive floating mats of these macroalgae have been arriving into the Caribbean region and Gulf of Mexico, and blooms have been related to weather fluctuations and climate change. In August 2015, a high biomass of these macroalgae decaying inside Laguna Grande severely reduced the oxygen concentrations, resulting in massive mortalities of fish, rays, and other species, and in the disappearance of Pyrrhodinium bahamense populations. A second sargassum bloom arrival event occurred in 2018, which was even greater than that in 2015. However, this time, the communities in the surrounding areas and the kayak tour operators took management practices into their hands, and to avoid further ecological damage, they placed floating barriers that considerably reduce the amount of sargassum entering the lagoon, and additionally clean the entrance of the 1 mile canal. And again, this is an effort all conducted by the communities in the surrounding areas. And since then, every time they see mats of sargassum arriving into the area, they repeat this process. Another effort that resulted from the sargassum events was the creation of a task force facilitated by my colleague and friend Ricardo Colón, who is the management officer in the area. This group, which I'm part of, consists of scientists from the University of Puerto Rico and other entities, kayak tour operators, and managers from non-profit organizations who met for the first time in December 2016. During the meeting, we evaluate the conditions of Laguna Grande and discuss the necessity of a structured and continuous monitoring program for which funds are needed. But while funds are obtained, we decided to formalize the qualitative bioluminescent assessment conducted daily by the kayak tour operators using a Google form and as a proxy for the status of Pyrrhodinium bahamense populations in this lagoon. And of course, this is possible due to the positive and significant strong relationships between the bioluminescent levels and the populations of Pyrrhodinium bahamense in these ecosystems. In this Google form, people can evaluate their perception in the bioluminescent intensity using a scale that ranges from 0 to 5, 0 meaning no light, and 5 maximum light. Other information collected in this form is the cloud coverage, time and locality of those observations, organization or person making those observations, and also a section for comments. And these are some of the results of this pilot study. This graph represents the most comprehensive data collected daily or every other 2 to 3 days by my friend and colleague Javier Medina for almost 4 years. And with this graph, we can see fluctuations in the bioluminescent intensity, which are probably related to the natural variability in the populations of Pyrodinium bahamense or due to other events. For instance, the data show decreases in bioluminescence during the sargassum event in 2018, with its subsequent recovery. But what I most like about this type of data is that it shows not only the ecological processes, but also the social aspects. Like, for example, we can see here a gap in data in September of 2020 due to the passage of Hurricane Maria, exactly 5 years ago from today. Or we can see this gap during the lockdown due to the COVID pandemic in 2020. And no worries, this additional gap in 2019 was not related to an extreme event. Javier, who made these observations, was on his honeymoon. Results from the study I conduct in Bahía Fosforescente underscore the importance of a high-frequency monitoring to understand better the role of climate factors on the populations of these fast-fluctuating organisms. Therefore, if we increase the sample size of these qualitative data, standardize and calibrate these measurements, and couple them with environmental variables easily collected, like water temperature, oxygen, and salinity, the daily visits of the kayak tour operators can provide a better picture of the socio-ecological processes occurring in these systems, and this can aid with management. So many thanks to Javier and Ricky for these efforts. Let me. After finishing my PhD, I moved to Maryland and started working in the Marine Invasions Lab at the Smithsonian Environmental Research Center. And life is surprising because I remember that while conducting my master's, the first published articles I read were about the harmful algal blooms in the Chesapeake Bay and the role of ballast water in dispersing these microorganisms. And here I am now in the Chesapeake Bay area, studying ballast water regulations, phytoplankton, and their roles in marine invasions. Invasive species are species transported into new geographic regions due to human activity. Many of these species have the capacity to survive, establish, and spread into the new environment, and thus are considered one of the greatest threats to the ecological and economic well-being of the planet, because often they replace native species, changing water quality and trophic food web dynamics, impacting fisheries and aquaculture, introducing toxins and pathogens, and overall damaging biodiversity. One way invasive species are transported into new geographic areas is through global trade, which is basically the import and exports of goods and materials across international boundaries, and about 90% of this trade is transported by sea. And to give you an idea of these global connections, what you're seeing in this map are all the global shipping linkages through the Panama Canal over a period of only 4 months. And to me, this is very impressive. Commercial vessels, when not fully loaded with goods and materials, load and carry ballast water to increase draft and maintain stability during voyage. And it is estimated that about 30 to 5 billion tons of ballast water is required annually to support the maritime trade. As you can imagine, since this water is loaded in ports in coastal areas, it contains thousands of microorganisms, including phytoplankton. After voyage, ballast water, together with all the microorganisms, are discharged at the destination port, and thus it is considered one of the main vectors in the introduction of invasive species. To minimize the introduction of invasive species via ballast water, different management strategies have been implemented. The first management practice started in 2004 and consists of ballast water exchange. This involves vessels exchanging the original water loaded at the port with open ocean water, and in this way, reduce the overall abundance of organisms discharged at the destination port. And although these management practices have been effective in reducing the number of organisms, it still have some limitations because open ocean water also have many microorganisms, including harmful taxa such as dinoflagellates that can be potentially invasive upon discharge. Therefore, ballast water management practices are now transitioning to the mandatory use of onboard ballast water treatment systems. And these are systems that apply different technologies to the ballast water, such as UV light, deoxygenation, chlorination, and filtration, and in this way kill or inactivate organisms before being discharged. But before being approved for use on board vessels, these systems must pass strict discharge standards set internationally by the International Maritime Organization and in the US by the Coast Guard. But what is a discharge standard? Well, in this case, a discharge standard is the maximum number of live organisms that can be present in ballast water after being treated and before being discharged. Current ballast water regulations limit the number of live organisms in 3 size classes. For organisms less than 10 microns, regulation only limits the presence of 3 indicator microbes: E. coli, Vibrio cholera, and Enterococcus. For zooplankton, regulation limits the number of live organisms to less than 10 per cubic meter in the size class of greater than 50 microns in minimum dimension. And finally, for phytoplankton, current ballast water regulations limit the number of live organisms to less than 10 cells per mil in the somewhat arbitrary size class of 10 to 50 microns in minimum dimension. For example, if this were a phytoplankton cell, the minimum dimension is the width. And since it is less than 10 microns, this cell is not regulated. And this presents a problem because many phytoplankton species, including harmful algal bloom taxa such as Pseudonychia, are less than 10 microns in minimum dimension and thus are currently unregulated. Considering this, we recently conducted a study to characterize global port phytoplankton and how it relates to current ballast water regulations. In these studies, we quantify the size distribution and abundance of phytoplankton in major ports around the world, and in the context of ballast water regulation, we evaluate how natural phytoplankton communities relate to ballast water regulation size classes. To do this, we sent sampling kits to colleagues around the world to collect water samples in 27 major ports, including Asia, Middle Eastern, Europe, Canada, US, and the Caribbean region, and based on 3 salinities: fresh water, brackish, and sea water. Water samples were analyzed for coarse taxonomy, and after identification, organisms were measured and bin in 3 size classes: less than 10, 10 to 50, and greater than 50 microns. And these are some of our results. We found that only 19% of all phytoplankton from all ports and salinity fell into the regulated size class of 10 to 50 microns, which means that over 80% of all phytoplankton are ignored by current regulations. In more simple words, we found a mismatch between current ballast water regulations and the natural phytoplankton communities found in major ports around the world, and this oversight in regulations may have profound impacts on risk for invasive species. However, since we are on an Earth Optimism lecture series, the good news is that changes in regulation can be easily implemented. Therefore, we publish our results and share them with the regulatory agencies. And this work was funded by the U.S. Maritime Administration through the Maritime Environmental Resource Center, and was possible thanks to our colleagues around the world who assist with the sample collection. To finalize tonight's presentation, I want to share our current U.S. Coast Guard funded project, which I'm co-leading with Jenny Carney. And in these studies, we are looking at the concentration of live organisms present in treated ballast water, but not from a regulatory or compliance perspective, but to evaluate the efficacy of ballast water treatment systems in eradicating potentially invasive species. So far, we have sampled 57 vessels on our Sentinel sites, which include Texas, Florida, Duluth, Alaska, Chesapeake Bay, and Long Beach, Los Angeles, and with different treatment technologies such as filter and UV, deoxygenation, electrolysis, etc. These sampling efforts require a lot of planning and logistics, but we are very fortunate to have the help of the U.S. Coast Guard personnel and so many other collaborators. During these sampling events, we collect ballast water directly from the tank via the manhole and measure the salinity, water temperature, and chlorophyll at 3 depths: surface, mid-tank, and bottom. For zooplankton, or the organisms in the greater than 50 size class, we use a submersible pump to filter about 1.6 cubic meters of water through a 35 micron nets. And for microbes and phytoplankton, we fill a 10-liter carboy with mid-tank water. After the sample collection, we return to the lab or a hotel to analyze the sample and determine the number of live organisms using different techniques. For zooplankton, or the greater than 50 micron size class, we use the poke technique, where we're basically looking at movement under a microscope. For the 10 to 50 micron size class of phytoplankton, we use viability stains and epifluorescent microscopy. And finally, for the indicator microbes, we only test for the presence of E. coli and Enterococcus using standard IDEX techniques, which involve incubations. And although we are still analyzing data and developing graphs, I want to share with you some of our results. So far, most vessels are able to meet the discharge standard for at least one size class. But when they fail, it's mostly because organisms in the greater than 50 micron size class, zooplankton, exceed the discharge standard. So basically, we can say that ballast water treatment systems are significantly improving our ability to reduce the concentration of live organisms entering ports. And by requiring these systems on all vessels, we can have a major impact on the number of live organisms being transported and significantly reduce the probability of organisms being introduced by ballast water. And with that, I want to thank all of the field assistants, the U.S. Coast Guard for the funds, and so many collaborators that I can even mention because it's a lot. Thank you so much, and thank you for listening. I will be happy to answer any questions in English or Spanish. And I'm gonna stop sharing now.
Brenda, thank you so much. That was absolutely incredible. Thank you for sharing your presentation with us and your research. And I can tell you, I'm really looking forward to this Q&A session. So I'll let you catch your breath really quickly while I remind our audience that next month's lecture on October the 18th is our capstone Robert Lee Forrest lecture, the final one of our 2022 season. And we are so honored to have Dr. Ellen Stofan, the Smithsonian Undersecretary for Science and Research and the previous director of the National Air and Space Museum, joining us, where she's going to talk about how satellite observations and how other space technologies are transforming our view of Earth and yielding new insights for keeping our home planet sustainable. And we're delighted that she's able to join us. So please make sure to register on the SERC website. So Brenda, if you're ready, we can get started with the Q&A.
Sure.
Excellent. So our first question, an anonymous attendee would like to know, do jellyfish produce light themselves, or do they interact in some way with dinoflagellates?
They produce light as well. They have the components to produce light, luciferin and luciferase. Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And so now a second anonymous question to kind of change tack, and this feels very timely. Now, do hurricanes affect the amount of phytoplankton located in the waters?
Yeah, most certainly. We have seen so many responses during extreme environmental events in these ecosystems, like the disappearance of the two main populations, Pyrodinium bahamense and Serratium furca. But on other occasions, we have seen actually blooms of these organisms. And of course, all this is going to depend on the amount of rain, the nutrients form entering into these systems, how were the conditions before the event, if it was dry or the soil was already saturated. It's going to also depend on the organisms present. So yes, more certainly. But once more, when these events are extreme, there's so many changes that yes, they're gonna affect the population of these organisms, but they then reestablish, for instance, in one of the systems in Puerto Rico, Puerto Mosquito in Vieques, the populations disappeared after the Hurricane Maria, but about after 8 or 9 months, the bay was again glowing.
It's such an interesting, beautiful thing to kind of visualize, I think. So the follow-up question to that, and I think you may have just answered it, but I think just for our audience's understanding, so can we assume that Hurricane Fiona will cause a decline in the dinoflagellate population?
Yeah, definitely. Because additionally, you need to know that like no rivers per se discharge into these ecosystems, but during these events, there's a lot of runoff. So that means that turbidity increase because the water has a lot of sediments, and this is going definitely to affect these microorganisms. And Fiona particularly hit very hard the southwest coast of Puerto Rico, where I conduct my studies. So yes, they're gonna be affected.
Interesting. Do you think you'll be going back there soon to kind of do some data collection?
Well, I'm not sure about data collection. I would love to, but I'm definitely going there. And hopefully who was my advisor and is in charge of the UBAT, the instrument to measure bioluminescence, maybe we can go there and see what is happening. Ernesto, I want to go.
Well, if you do, and when you do, I think we'd all look forward to an update. I think we'd all really like to know what comes of that data collection. So I'm going to turn to a quick question that was in our chat box from our friend Lynn Snyder, and she would like to know, does the Road River on the Chesapeake Bay have the configuration that encourages bioluminescence?
Wow, that's a good question for which I'm not sure to have an answer. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that maybe I read somewhere that one time there were some bioluminescent organisms in the Chesapeake Bay, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, I'm not sure if that answered your question, but.
Okay, so we did have a question in the Q&A that I think does relate to this then, I hope, from our friend Bill Berry. Are there specific dinoflagellate species that are found in both the Chesapeake Bay and the lagoons that you studied in Puerto Rico?
See, I don't know the answer to that question, but there are a couple of bioluminescent dinoflagellates in the systems in Puerto Rico, although their abundance is lowest, like Serratium fusus, the Protoperidinium ones that I show, Polycricos, that too, Gonialax. So if we have some of those in the Chesapeake Bay, then yeah, like maybe. It depends also on how are the environmental conditions, if they're accumulated in a region, etc.
Thank you. So this is more a question pertaining to ballast water. Do cruise ships contribute much to ballast water problems, or is it mainly cargo ships?
Great question. I bet that when there are places that a lot of cruises are coming, yeah, maybe, but usually are coal bulkers and tankers in other areas, the ones that brought the bigger volume in the Chesapeake Bay area.
Okay, I think that's an interesting question. A lot of people would think about and make that correlation with these two large vessels. And, cruises are very popular, especially, post-COVID. So I thank you for addressing that. Now, again, with another ballast question from our friend Meredith, is there a reason why the Port of Baltimore was not tested for phytoplankton in ballast water?
Wait, we do test the Baltimore port, and we're doing that every summer. We go there and board coal bulkers and do the ballast waters sampling that I described. So yes, we do Baltimore, the 2 ports in Baltimore. Yes.
Good. I'm glad you clarified. Has there been, oh, sorry.
No.
Has there been anything that's outstanding to you with your findings from Baltimore?
Something outstanding from these sampling events? Well, what I said before, like I'm very impressed on how these systems are actually working. And they're so good that sometimes when, sorry about saying this, but sometimes I feel bored because I'm not looking at phytoplankton, which I really like, right? So yes, that stands out. These systems are a much better strategy than the water exchange.
It's good to know. Now, again, another ballast question from our friend Bill. Is SERC working with NOAA or other international marine regulators to improve the regulation of ballast water standards to reduce the international movement of invasive species?
Yeah, great question. Yes, but we mainly work with the US Coast Guard, who are the ones that decide and do the regulations here in the US. Also, we have collaborations with EPA. Yeah, it's mostly, but yeah, of course, we also work with NOAA.
I think it's a real testament to our work and the work of NBIC, the National Ballast Information Clearinghouse, that we have these invested partners that recognize what a serious issue that these marine invasives can cause from port to port. So our friend Bruce Green, hi Bruce, has a wonderful question. Now it's a bit long, so if you need me to repeat anything, let me know. Were the 57 sampled ships, did the 57 sampled ships know they would be sampled in port before the ship arrived in port? Did you find that the unchecked ballast water exchanges are generally following the required exchange procedures? Are introduced invasive species declining significantly with new ballast water treatment procedures? And with which method is most effective?
Wow, that was a long question. And let me see, can you divide it by part? Like, can you ask the first one again? Because I forget.
Absolutely. Did the 57 sampled ships know they would be sampled in port before the ships arrived in port?
Well, sometimes it depends. For Baltimore, for example, we do contact the agents on these vessels and to let them know that we're doing this study, is voluntarily, is not related to compliance or regulations. We just want to understand how effective are these systems. So yes, they know. We also in other Sentinel sites board these vessels with the Coast Guard. And that sometimes it is surprise because they know, but anyway, they contact the captains of those vessels. So yes, they know, and we explain this is completely voluntary. We just want to see how effective are these systems.
Absolutely. So the next part, did you find that the unchecked ballast water exchanges are generally following the required exchange procedures?
I'm wondering what unchecked means in here.
It sounds like if they didn't know ahead of time, or I'm sorry. Trying to think of the best way to rephrase that. Do you find that people are generally following the procedures and the guidances set down by the clearinghouse?
Yes, but I see that Whitman has raised his hand. I don't know. He is the MBIC guy. I don't know if he wants to say something about that.
Yeah, Brenda, I can jump in here a little bit. In general, what is sort of surprising to people is that the vast majority of ships that actually arrive to US ports don't discharge any ballast water at all. And so by not discharging the water, they're actually sort of actively managing it. But interestingly, over time, over the last 20 years, since ballast water exchange has come into a regulation, we have found that the rates of invasions appear to be lower. But what's really exciting for us is just in the last 5 or 6 years, the concentration-based regulations that Brenda referred to, the number of organisms per volume of water that can be discharged, the proportion of water that is discharged to the United States now is reported to have undergone onboard ballast water treatment is about 75% of the total volume. So in 5 years' time, we've gone from 0 onboard treatment to the vast majority of water that's discharged undergoing ballast water treatment. And that is very exciting for us because there's a saying, it takes a long time to steer a ship. This is a group of 10,000 ships that visit the United States. And so it's great protection for the United States. Now, if we could encourage or compel those ships to use those onboard ballast water treatments wherever they go, it means it would be sort of a global solution to a global problem. So this is sort of a really exciting time for us. And so I think the future is sort of bright with respect to ship-borne ballast water or ballast water-borne invasive species.
Gosh, thank you both. It's a very comprehensive answer, and it actually did answer the next part of that question was, are these introduced species declining with these ballast water treatment procedures? And so it sounds like these methods have been incredibly effective in reducing the rate of invasives from ports like Miami, San Francisco, New York, Baltimore.
Yeah, that's correct.
So this next question, I think this is a nice segue because I've never actually heard this question posed. What about if the invasive species is in itself vulnerable or endangered? Is there a way, has that come up?
Wow, I have never thought about that. But I suppose that's always the case with invasive species, right? That in one area is good. Like for instance, this is not marine, right? But we have a frog, a coqui, which has a very particular sound actually in Puerto Rico. And that organism is endemic to Puerto Rico, but they're causing a lot of problems in Hawaii, right? And they don't want them. So I'm not sure in this case what's the deal, right? Well, it's invasive there, so in there you need to eradicate them because it's affecting the local communities, which can cause a lot of problems.
Absolutely. I think that's a very thoughtful answer to a very, I think, complicated question, and I think very comprehensive as well in its view. It's not simple, and a lot of these questions, kind of like an ecosystem, are very complex. So thank you for that. So this next one from our friend Joel: does ballast water promote gene transfer involved with toxin production?
Wow, involved with toxic production? Yes, that can be, but I'm not sure if that has been studied at all. But maybe, Also, the production of toxins in these organisms is complex. For instance, see like how pyridinium is a toxic dinoflagellates in other regions, like in the Indian River Lagoon in Florida, in Tampa Bay, in the Philippines, but in Puerto Rico, it's not toxic. And actually, there was a study that compared the genes of both species because there are like 2 variations, and they found they're similar. So that seems that maybe the environmental conditions of the area is what triggered the toxicity in these organisms, for instance.
Thank you.
But that was a great question.
We're very fortunate. We have a really wonderful and dynamic audience, and they always ask the most wonderful and thought-provoking questions. And we're so glad that you're all here with us. So this is a fun one. What does it feel like to swim through water that is filled with bioluminescent phytoplankton?
Well, it's magic. What can I say? I was fortunate to visit these systems twice per week, and when it is glowing, is very impressive. So if you have the opportunity, once things are better in Puerto Rico, right? Because right now they're not, but once things are better, you definitely need to visit the island. This is like magic. It's very impressive.
It sounds incredible, and having visited the island myself, I can't say enough wonderful things about it. It really is magical. So thank you. Another great one. Now, how long do bioluminescent dinoflagellates live?
Well, that's a good question. So these cells is like, I will say, if conditions are good, indefinitely, because remember that they divide by mitosis. So they're constantly reproducing, right? And then if not, they settle into the sediments, which then they can germinate again back. So I will say they're very resilient organisms.
And does that cycle start up again if something stirs them up? Does that mitosis start again?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Ooh. I think when you were saying how they reproduce, but then they're so sturdy that if they sink, if something stirs them up, can that cycle restart?
Yeah, exactly. And there are different cues. For example, changes in temperature. Also, wind is an important factor to create that in shallow places, to create that turbulent mixings, to make those cysts again back into the water column.
Thank you. Another anonymous question now, how does the warming ocean affect phytoplankton?
Great question. So one of the things that studies have reported is that with increases in temperature due to climate change, there's going to be a higher abundance of smaller organisms and also mesotrophic organisms. So there's one way how climate change can affect these microorganisms. Now, related to increases in CO2, well, that depends on the species present and other environmental factors. And sometimes some studies have reported that actually they benefit because, of course, they use CO2 for photosynthesis. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, Gail would like to know, could ballast treatment cause phytoplankton to change into cyst form?
Well, I'm not sure if the treatment system can do that per se, but it is true that these vessels also contain sediments that can have cysts, and some studies talk about that there's also an issue about this life cycle that can then, these organisms can go back to the vegetative form and cause problems. But if a system directly like make them go to cyst, I'm not sure.
Sounds like it's a question. I'm sorry.
No, good question, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure about that.
Well, Joel wanted to know, is there any other microbe, and in parentheses, he put prokaryotes, sorry if I butchered that one, that can produce bioluminescence?
Yeah, there's some bacteria that are, a couple actually of them that are bioluminescents. During a class back at school, I remember for a marine microbiology class, we use culture media to grow bioluminescent bacteria, and yeah, the agar plates in the dark were glowing.
Wow. It's a fascinating thing just to even visualize. I especially loved in your presentation how it showed, you know, the hand making these things come alive. It's a stunning visual, and it's, I think, one that's very tangible and accessible to people. So with climate change and more common, or as extreme weather occurrences become more common, are events like the sargassum, and again, forgive me if I'm not saying that right, are events like the sargassum or bioluminescence going to be more common?
Yeah, with climate change, the sargassum events are gonna be more common, because actually this increase in the sargassum blooms are related to climate change, related to changes in temperature, and also increases in nutrients due to more rain, which is also related to climate change, increases in the intensity and frequency of rain.
So my understanding is sargassum, it sounds like, is named for the Sargasso Sea, which is, my understanding, a very temperate, warm, very calm environment. So it sounds like that sargassum in and of itself is going to seek out more climates and environments like that.
Yeah, exactly. But I have to say that these sargassum events arriving into the region are not necessarily from the sargassum sea, because they have found that it's actually from the mid-Atlantic Ocean region, and nutrients coming, like the nutrients occasioning these blooms are from the upwelling regions in West Africa and from the Amazon River. So it's like more than, although there's of course contribution from sargassum, from the Sargassum Sea, but it's mostly due to that in the like mid-Atlantic zone.
And do those, do these grasses travel with the tide, or is it, how do they travel?
With the ocean currents, basically, they travel all that, and due to the circulation in the area, arrive to the coast of Puerto Rico and Gulf of Mexico.
Wow. It really does put things in a very zoomed out perspective when you think about how these grasses, and or even things like plastics, the movement of plastics, just how things move around our planet.
Yes.
So a slightly different question, but within your work here at SERC or in Puerto Rico or in general, are there any opportunities for citizen science? Do you use any citizen scientists with your work?
Yeah, of course. There's always opportunities for citizen science. For example, what I present in the sargassum bloom events in Laguna Grande, that study was completely part of the community. And right now it's not a citizen science project, but with a bit more of efforts and funds, because obviously those are needed, you can actually do like a lot. Like tourists and kayak tour operators, anyone visiting these lagoons, measuring bioluminescence. You can also create an app, because I know there are apps like to measure turbidity. Well, an app to measure bioluminescence, and that's all citizen science community efforts. And yeah.
Is there any relationship with your work to working with, I think it's called sustainable tourism or ecotourism in Puerto Rico?
What was the first part of that?
Are there any opportunities, or have you in the course of your work worked with any what's called ecotourism or sustainable tourism within Puerto Rico?
Yeah, totally. I actually developed with my major professor, we developed a section for ecotourism guides about the bioluminescent systems in Puerto Rico and how to basically protect them. And there also have been other initiatives where I have provided workshops to the kayak tour operators in these systems, and they're always very interested, actually, because of course they want to protect what gives them money to live. So yes,
Absolutely, it's a very symbiotic relationship. Are there any for people traveling to Puerto Rico who want to tour responsibly and want to be responsible visitors? Are there any recommendations you might have, or is there anything you would say to someone who wants to visit Puerto Rico responsibly?
Sure. Well, I know a couple of companies where my colleagues and friends in Puerto Rico are like the main operators. Sorry, I suddenly forgot the question. So yeah, you can go. There are agencies that I will be more than happy. You can email me and I can give you more information. But yes, there's a lot of companies that doing this more responsibly. In Laguna Grande, there's daily visits in kayak. The same in Vieques, which involves other logistics because you have to travel on a ferry, and that's not always so great, but but yeah, I can definitely, if someone is interested, feel free to send me an email because I can provide more information.
We've had a lot of comments in the chat that really talk about, or that are really admire how passionate you are about your work and how clearly you love what you do. So to ask a question about you, if I may, what inspired you to begin your journey as a scientist?
Puerto Rico and its beautiful places. You know, when I was a kid, I always spent so many time in nature, thanks to my parents, of course. And I don't know, I was always amazed. I love to be there and I wanted to protect them. So I always knew environmental sciences is my thing. And then after snorkeling for the first time, I was like, okay, a marine scientist it is. Because looking at the fish, right? However, I don't work with that. I work with microorganisms that you can see, but they glow. So it's pretty amazing.
Oh, wow. But I think a lot of people here really love to hear that, and to hear that you know, it's because you love what you do that fuels your research. And I think I can say that, you know, for Whitman as well, and for all of our SERC scientists, they really love and feel inspired by what they do and what we do.
Yeah, exactly. And when you know that what you're doing is to make a better world, then of course you do this with passion because it's bigger what you're doing.
I think that's a really beautiful way of putting that. So speaking of Puerto Rico, I'll have two more questions for you. The first, now, what would be your biggest concern in regards to marine invasives in Puerto Rico?
Well, that's a very great question because, for instance, right, one of the things I've been thinking with these sargassum events is that there's some phytoplankton that probably is attached to these macroalgae. So I will be worried about changes in the phytoplankton populations in these ecosystems, or the introduction of invasive species due to these macroalgae. And in fact, there's one of the members of my graduate committee study the populations at Laguna Grande during the sargassum bloom events, and they notice changes in the populations of phytoplankton present that were probably related to that, sargassum events entering the lagoon.
Thank you for sharing that. I think that's a lot of people don't always see these connections between things. I think that really highlights that. And finally, my last question for you would be, what are you, in everything we've talked about tonight with the National Ballast Clearinghouse and phytoplankton and bioluminescence, what are you most optimistic about?
Very nice question. I'm positive about, well, related to the treatment systems that they're actually working, and that helps and can help reduce the amount of introduced invasive species. So I will say that I'm also positive that more people is concerned about their natural environment and want to do something to protect it. And this is important because it's not only the labor of scientists, right? We provide with information so people can manage better these natural ecosystems. So I'm very positive that people is changing some behaviors to improve the environmental conditions in their areas.
Thank you. I think that's again a very thoughtful answer, and people are the solution. I think in the long run, I think the scientists we have here at SERC and all over the world are really working to provide these solutions. I think it's very much something to be optimistic about. I think with that, we've reached the end of our evening. Brenda, is there anything finally you'd like to say? Whitman as well?
Well, I want to say thank you for joining me. And I know many people is interested about the hurricane situation in Puerto Rico. So if you would like to help, also please feel free to contact me, because I know firsthand of many grassroots and nonprofit organizations who are directly helping the people that is most in need. So yeah, and thank you for joining me.
And I'd like to just thank Brenda for a wonderful evening and presentation and discussion, and the audience had wonderful questions. I think she's right. There's a lot to be optimistic about. We feel very lucky to be scientists at SERC and are just passionate about that. And so I think Brenda is a perfect example of that. And so thank you very much. This is a wonderful presentation.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Whitman, thank you so much. And Brenda, thank you so much for spending your time with us, sharing your research and what means the most to you. I think we all feel really inspired and glad to have been here. Everyone, we hope to see you next month at our capstone lecture featuring Dr. Ellen Stofan. We're excited. This has been a beautiful season of lectures, and we thank each and every one of you. Again, Whitman, thank you. Brenda, thank you so much. And we'll see everyone else next month. Thank you again, and have a lovely evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.